I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. The most important thing is my faith in my life.
Who was Charlie Kirk? He was an American conservative activist, author, media personality, and co-founder of Turning Point USA, TPUSA. Age and death. He was 31 when he was shot and killed on September 10, 2025, while speaking at Utah Valley University during an event of his American Comeback Tour. Organization: Turning Point USA, which he helped found in 2012. TPUSA was focused on mobilizing young conservatives, especially on college campuses. He wrote several books, including Time for a Turning Point, Campus Battlefield, The MAGA Doctrine, The College Scam, Right-Wing Revolution. He hosted a daily radio show, had podcasts, ran or oversaw various Turning Point USA initiatives: Turning Point Action, Advocacy Arm; Turning Point Faith, mobilizing religious conservative voters; Turning Point Academy, education-oriented; Good Works, or positive influence, from those who supported him. While good works is subjective and depends heavily on political standpoint, here are things many of his supporters pointed to. Youth engagement. He was effective at getting younger conservative voices involved in politics. TPUSA became a large network on campuses. Fundraising and platform building. Under his leadership, TPUSA raised large sums, some reports say over $85 million in 2024, and built a substantial digital presence. This gave conservative voices more visibility. Advocacy on issues. To his supporters, he was a staunch voice for free speech on campus, for conservative interpretation of the Constitution, for religious freedoms, especially Christian conservative concerns, and for pushing back against what he described as leftist ideology, influence in education, media, culture, authoring and education efforts. Through his books and educational programs, his ambition was to offer a counter-narrative to liberal or progressive teachings in universities, and to argue for conservative policy change. Controversies and criticisms. Charlie Kirk was also a highly divisive figure, with numerous criticisms. Some of the controversies included rhetoric on guns/mass shootings. For example, he once stated that some gun deaths are worth it to protect Second Amendment rights. That drew strong criticism. Comments on race, Islam, and diversity. He made statements seen by many as anti-Muslim or Islamophobic, criticized affirmative action, criticized DEI programs, made remarks about black people that were interpreted by many as insensitive or racist. Abortion/rape. He had some hardline views. In one debate, when asked what he would do if his daughter got pregnant from rape, he said the baby should be born. He has also made statements that some interpreted as showing little nuance in difficult cases. Transgender issues/LGBTQ topics. He often took strong conservative positions, made remarks about trans people which critics said were dismissive or hostile. Woke, leftist indoctrination, culture war framing. Much of his work involved framing political debates in terms of culture war, e.g., wokeism, the influence of progressive ideology in schools, media, etc. This framing can polarize. What is known about his killing? Here are the facts as reported, and what people think motivated it so far. When and where? September 10th, 2025, at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah, during a speech/debate event. How? He was shot in the neck by a rifle from a building some distance away. Suspect. A 22-year-old man, Tyler James Robinson, was arrested on September 12, 2025. Authorities believe he acted alone. Motive. Investigation is ongoing. Some details that have come out. There were messages, e.g. Discord chats, from the suspect, sources say, that show ideological disagreements with Kirk. Bullet casings with engraving or inscriptions are reported. The suspect is reportedly not cooperating with authorities so far. Family members and a roommate/trans partner are providing some information. Warnings beforehand. It was reported by some that a security expert had warned earlier that Kirk faced serious danger, including being told he would be 100% killed if security measures weren't improved. Why some think he was killed. Motives and theories. Given the facts, many believe the killing was politically motivated or motivated by ideology. Here are some of the reasons. Public figure in a polarized climate. As a very visible conservative voice, especially one who engaged in culture war topics, Kirk had many opponents as well as many supporters. His public rhetoric, and others, could have made him a target. Ideological disagreements. Reports suggest the alleged shooter had ideological disagreements with Kirk. That may have been the motive, perhaps hatred or opposition to Kirk's views. Reuters. Symbolic act. For extremists, killing someone like Kirk could serve as a symbolic act in the broader battle over free speech, political culture, left versus right, etc. Possibility of radicalization/influence online. The suspect reportedly had some online activity, chats, etc. That raises questions of whether radical online content or ideology played a role. Failures of security. Because it was at a public event, perhaps with inadequate protections, it was possible for someone to get to a vantage point, roof of building, and fire. Some believe that warnings about risk were ignored. No definitive evidence of conspiracies, so far. As of now, there is no publicly verified proof of some grand conspiracy or that others directly plotted with the killer. Authorities are investigating, but the suspect is reportedly not cooperating. My thoughts: speculation. Based on the available information, it seems likely the motive was ideological or political, someone who opposed his views, or who felt strongly enough to commit violence. The fact that he was speaking at a public event makes him more exposed. The distance from which the shooter fired suggests planning, not just a spur-of-moment act. The engravings on the bullet casings and ideological references suggest the shooter wanted some kind of message, or at least the symbolism. Security weaknesses, positioning of event, protection, vantage points apparently made the attack possible. While there is still much not known, especially since the suspect is not cooperating fully, the most plausible explanation is that this was a targeted assassination motivated by political or ideological anger.